At the will reading, Grandpa's lawyer handed me a check for $20 million. My parents immediately demanded I hand it over. When I said no, they snatched it, lit it on fire, and said with a grin, "Now you'll never get a dime. It's ours now." The sheer audacity of it still makes my blood boil. There I was, watching my own parents, the people who were supposed to love me unconditionally, snatch a $20 million check right out of my hands. And then, with a sneer, they set it ablaze, convinced they'd just wiped out my future and claimed it all for themselves. What they didn't know, what they couldn't possibly know, was that the check they so gleefully destroyed was nothing more than a piece of paper, because the real money, oh, that was already safe, tucked away where they could never touch it. I was sitting in my grandfather's lawyer's office, surrounded by family members who, let's be honest, barely bothered to visit him when he was alive. My palms were sweating as James Blackwell, Grandpa William's attorney for 30 years, adjusted his glasses. Then he read the line that changed everything. "To my beloved granddaughter, Rachel, I leave $20 million. The room froze. My parents, Kenneth and Diana, snapped their heads towards me, their faces morphing from bored indifference to something truly predatory. If only they knew what was coming. Growing up, my family life was anything but conventional. My parents were obsessed with appearances, with social status. Our sprawling Victorian home in Beacon Hill might have impressed visitors, but inside, warmth was a foreign concept. The person who filled that void, who truly saw me, was my grandfather. Grandpa built his empire from nothing, starting with a small construction company in the 60s that became Mitchell Enterprises, worth hundreds of millions. But unlike my parents, he never flaunted it. He wore the same Timex watch for decades, drove old American cars until they died. "Money is just a tool, Rachel," he'd tell me during our Sunday afternoons. "It's what you build with it that matters." While my parents were off jet-setting, Grandpa taught me how to fish, how to change a tire, and most importantly, how to value people for their character, not their bank accounts. He was there for every school play, every science fair, every graduation, moments my parents were always unavoidably detained from. I guess I inherited his practical nature. After college, I shocked everyone by turning down a cushy executive job at Mitchell Enterprises. Instead, I became a wildlife photographer, documenting endangered species around the world. My father was furious. "You're throwing away your potential," he'd yelled. "Do you have any idea what people would give for your opportunities?" I simply told him I was creating my own, which, of course, only made him angrier. My mother was more subtle, but equally dismissive. "Darling, these hobbies are wonderful, but surely you can pursue them while maintaining a proper position in society?" I moved out the very next day, sharing a modest apartment with my best friend, Heather. She was the only one who didn't care about my family name. She judged me only on who I was. My lifestyle confused my status-obsessed relatives. I drove a reliable Subaru, wore comfortable clothes, and spent my savings on camera equipment and conservation projects, not designer bags or luxury vacations. The only real luxury I allowed myself was an annual donation to the New England Wildlife Center, something Grandpa and I started doing together when I was 16. "Your parents think money is for showing off," Grandpa once told me. "They've never understood that true wealth is having enough to help others without worrying if there's enough left for yourself." Last year, Grandpa's health began to decline. Cancer, aggressive, and relentless. I immediately put my international assignments on hold and moved into his guest room to help care for him. My parents would visit occasionally, always with their attorney in tow, trying to discuss estate matters. Grandpa would just send them away. "They've been circling like vultures for years," he confided in me one evening. "Your father has been borrowing against his inheritance for decades." Full story on channel, link below. Watch what happened next.